Chancellor Jeremy Hunt is set to deliver the spring budget next week, and speculation is starting to mount on possible announcements that will be made by the UK government. Retirement expert Helen Morrissey says tax cuts could be on the agenda, but an announcement on increasing the state pension age probably won't be on the way, at least not before the looming general election. The head of retirement analysis at Hargreaves Lansdown said that while an income tax cut would put more money in people's pockets, it could result in a cut to basic rate pension tax relief. She also said that inheritance tax (IHT) reform would encourage older people to gift more during their lifetime, to boost their loved ones' financial resilience, and that reversing cuts to capital gains tax and dividend tax would encourage investment. Ms. Morrissey explained, budget rumors continue to swirl with potential changes to inheritance tax, income tax and stamp duty all mooted. Many of these have the potential to help older people boost their long-term financial resilience and potentially that of their loved ones too. She continued, an income tax cut would put more money in their pockets, though we would likely also see a cut in basic rate tax relief and a pension. Changes to inheritance tax could encourage more people to gift money to younger generations, and stamp duty reform could cut the cost of downsizing. Rumors that the Chancellor may use the budget to announce changes to state pension age are eye-catching but seem less likely. With an election looming on the horizon, it would be a brave person who suggests state pension age should increase, especially given a recent review decided against it. However, she added, state pension reform is a priority but seems more likely to be an issue for whoever wins the election rather than now. 5 ways the budget could affect older people. Helen Morrissey and Sarah Coles, head of personal finance at Hargreaves Lansdown, share their predictions for the budget, which will be announced in Parliament on Wednesday, March 6 at around 12:30 p.m, after Prime Minister's questions. Income tax cuts. One of the more enduring rumours we are seeing is that the Chancellor will announce a cut to income tax. Such a move would be roundly cheered for putting more money back in people's pockets in difficult times, but we must not forget it could also come with a corresponding cut in basic rate tax relief on a pension, which will act as a dampener on people's retirement savings. Inheritance tax reform to Britain's most hated tax was seen as a front-runner in the lead-up to the autumn statement before being quietly dropped. However, rumours persist that change is on the cards, though what form it will take is subject to debate. A reduction in the headline rate has drawn criticism, as it is seen as benefiting wealthier estates who would have larger tax bills to pay. Current gifting rules encourage people to hoard assets rather than pass them on to younger family members during their lifetime. A rethink on gifting or simply increasing thresholds would help. Gifting allowances have remained frozen for years, and if they were increased, this would encourage more people to think about how their assets could be used to support their family members during their lifetime. Other suggestions for reform include raising the long-standing £325,000 threshold over which you become liable for IHT. Increasing it to £500,000 or combining it with the residential nil rate band would simplify, as well as reducing the bill for larger estates and lifting many smaller estates out of having to pay IHT at all. This would cover people who have inadvertently passed the threshold due to house price growth and find themselves lumbered with a nasty surprise bill. It would also help ease the burden that falls disproportionately on single people who do not have the ability to benefit from a partner's allowances. Cut stamp duty for downsizing. Downsizing to a smaller home can seem like the ideal way to plug gaps in your pension planning. However, when you add up the cost of moving, many find they won't get as much from the sale of their family home as they thought. A group of MPs have urged the Chancellor to consider cutting stamp duty for downsizers in the budget as a way of freeing up more homes for younger families. Recent research from Hargreaves Lansdown found that 23% of people would consider downsizing in retirement. Of those who wouldn't, 22% said moving was too expensive, with a further 13% citing stamp duty as a particular cost that would stand in their way. Capital gains tax and dividend tax. We tend to build assets as we approach retirement, and then rely on them for income and lump sums after we stop work. It means that older people who hold assets outside a pension or ISA run a particular risk of paying capital gains tax and dividend tax. As a result, the slashing of the allowances for both last April has already hit this group hardest, and the cuts set for this April are set to do even more damage. The UK government has an opportunity to stop these cuts in their tracks, avoid the capital gains tax allowance falling to £3,000, something we haven't seen for 40 years, and stop the dividend tax cut to £500, a tenth of the original allowance. It would help protect investors who have been doing the right thing for decades, to protect themselves in retirement. It would also encourage younger investors to get stuck in, without the first of major tax bills further down the line. Get the latest Record Money news. Join the conversation on our Money Saving Scotland Facebook group for energy and money saving tips, the latest benefits news, consumer help and advice on coping with the cost of living crisis. Sign up to our Record Money newsletter and get the top stories sent to your inbox daily from Monday to Friday, including a special cost of living edition on a Thursday. Sign up here. You can also follow us on X, formerly Twitter, at @RecordMoney_ for regular updates throughout the day. New: get our money news alerts on your phone by joining our daily Record Money WhatsApp community. Care: as we get older, as we live longer, we're spending more of our lives in ill health, and at the moment, around 45% of people over 85 will have difficulty with daily activities. Over a third of people in care homes pay for their own care, and around a quarter of those who have help in the community, and this can come at an extraordinary cost. It's alarmingly expensive and politically difficult for any government to wrestle with the cost of protecting people from catastrophic care costs, but while the can is kicked further and further down the road, the huge potential cost of care makes it impossible for any of us to plan our retirement spending with any real certainty. Join our daily Record Money WhatsApp community here to receive alerts on the latest money news, from benefits to shopping deals.